Hello, Anton. Welcome back. How are you doing tonight? Hello, Carl. Good to see you again. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you. So yeah, I went out to the gym today, and yeah, I've been trying to stay consistent with working out, and find that the more I stay consistent with it, the more I tend to enjoy it, because then it just becomes like you get that momentum from it. It starts to become like to the point where you enjoy it. You just more um, like you kind of break into it. You're not going to get so much of that tiredness afterwards. It's like, if you either new to it or you've not been doing it for a while, then you can feel like fatigue afterwards. Like your body gets used to it. You get better recovery, and you don't get this kind of like tired feeling afterwards. What do you mean, Alex? Good session. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. Do you go to the gym? Did you say then? There seems to be a lot of like neurodiverse, especially like autistic people, like going to the gym or working out at all. I've noticed. Just something I noticed. I'm pretty much like, I mean, there is a few of this. I used to like live in this like supported living place and whatever, but most of them don't really seem to be that into fitness. So yeah, just a common denominator I see that a lot of the autistic people just don't seem to really have the best habits when it comes to eating and exercise and stuff. They tend to just kind of get into bad habits, but maybe they should use their kind of like their obsessive nature to start kind of obsessing over their well-being, their health, and yeah, because that could use it to your advantage, your obsessive nature. Or you have autism, do you? So do you do any like workouts then, or not? Because like I said, I tend to find that a lot of the people on the spectrum just are not that active, and they tend to eat. Their eating habits aren't necessarily the best. Hello, Francesca. How you doing? I saw Down syndrome guy that bench 2 plates. He was strong as heck. Are you on about the one on social media, the one that's gotten famous with like? Yeah, I've seen that guy. Yeah, he's fucking. Yeah, oh, you're ripped. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so that's good. It's just like I said, I see a lot of like autistic people. They just don't seem to really be that into fitness and health. And I'm like, fuck that shit. And I'm not gonna be like some slob who just eats McDonald's and all that. I'm gonna make the most of my body and look as sexy as fuck. I'm gonna, yeah. So I might get some new clothes soon as well. Might have to like, go do some more clothes shopping. And hello, Brazilian boy gamer, how you doing? I might get a new wardrobe, reinvent myself. I think it's about time I do that actually. To kind of like, I know like, it's like I understand that there's some. You might say, oh well, you don't appeal to people who are shallow, but the thing is though, it's like, for example, if you want to attract a woman, you've got to put your best foot forward. I don't see anything wrong with doing that. As long as I'm not doing something that I really don't want to do. To be honest, I've not really been doing it because I'm like, I just can't really be bothered. I've not really spent my money on shit like that, but maybe I could do with getting a few new clothes and stuff, and ones that fit well as well, because I want to find ones that are like, like the muscle fit ones where it really shows your muscles off the best, because these baggy clothes do not look good. I don't know why people go around with baggy clothes. They really look bad in my opinion. Like, they just look horrendous. Like, if they're too baggy, it makes you look really skinny, and like, yeah, that all the loose kind of thing in it. Just, yeah, it looks good when you fill out your clothes. So having like tightly fitted clothes can give you the illusion of having a lot of muscles. Yeah. New year, new clothes. Yeah, that's it. How's it going? Besties, welcome in. I don't know. Well, you do what you got to do. I mean, okay now. what is with these people, eh? But yeah, I think just get I should just get some new like t-shirts. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe I'll get a new jacket at some point as well. But not too sure yet. I'll have to like kind of have a look and see what I think would be good. But yeah, I might even get a freaking chain or something. I don't know, gold chain or platinum chain, something like that. What is my mum here or something? Oh, I don't know. What the hell's going on? Anyway, share the live out, please, if you can, guys. Subscribe if you're new. And turn on the bell notification icon. Yeah. But like I said, it's just, it's just sad, really, like, like it's hello Metric, good to see you again. It's a shame that not many of them really want to, self-improve and all that. Yeah, sometimes, so people can be like their own worst enemy, can't they? Well, it's like their habits are not really serving them very well. And then later on they complain about, oh, well, they're complaining about being an incel or something. And it's like, well, you've done it to yourself, really, in a lot of cases. And if you'd have, like, put more time into actually, working on yourself, then maybe you could have actually gotten some good results. But instead you just, like, be a victim. And this whole victim mentality that a lot of these guys have, it's very unattractive. Like, it's just that in of itself is like, it's just going to make you even less attractive, having this kind of like feeling sorry for yourself and like kind of going online and crying about, like your shortcomings and all that. And it's like, that is very kind of beta energy, that is. I don't even like to use that word, but you know what I mean? Like, very kind of feminine kind of energy, that is. I see it a lot on Reddit. Yeah, just a lot of just losers and it's a product of, now you could say it's because, a lot of it's because of fatherless homes. You could say that has had a big impact on it. Some people say it's because testosterone's dropped. That could be part of it as well. So there is different factors, but you could also say like feminism's had a part to play in the way things are as well. To be fair, I do feel like that a lot of these modern women have got inflated standards and the ridiculously high standards where it's like they're expecting a guy to have certain things going for him, but without her meeting that herself. Like, where she'll expect him to take her out somewhere fancy, but what is she actually doing to deserve that? It's like expecting to go somewhere fancy on a first date, really? Don't even know each other. Like, oftentimes they're just looking for someone to sponsor them. They see it as transactional. So it's like they'll complain about men objectifying them, but now they're like, oh, men are just men are just like ATM machines now to them. The thing is, a lot of these women are fucking objectifying themselves. They're putting out half naked photos of themselves on social media looking for validation, and now they're wondering why men are objectifying them. They're fucking objectifying themselves. It's just like, it's just ridiculous. Obviously, I'm not saying that all women are doing this, but like a lot of these modern women are kind of just like complaining about oh, where are all the good men at? And then they're like, the thing is that the only men that they really want are ones that don't want them. Like, they want men with fucking status and whatever and money and good looks. But it's like, what makes them qualify for it though? What makes them be good enough for these guys? Oftentimes they've been washed up. They're just like, they get, over 30, 35 years old and they've been around the block, shall we say. And they're like, oh, where are all the good men at? Where are they all gone? Because they rejected them all. And it's like, the nice guys don't really get much, do they? Even though they'll keep telling men, oh, just be nice to her, just be chivalrous. When does that ever fucking get them anywhere? They can offer the world to them, and what do they get in return? They get trapped, they get mistreated, they get they're heartbroken. But they can only put up with it for so long, and they will start to educate other men and be like, I made this mistake, so they don't have to. So eventually they'll start to see that, the game is up. Yeah, but single women are happier than single men. So why do you think that is then? But it's like, is that actually true though? Because I see a lot of these single women on, you see them a lot on TikTok and things like that, complaining and even getting all like crying about it and being like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because those are the worst of them. The really needy types, so it might not represent society as a whole with these kind of washed up fucking 30-somethings that complain about where are all the nice men at, the ones that they rejected because they weren't seen as attractive as much. But I think maybe it could be that men feel like that if they're single, they feel like that kind of takes away from their manhood or something. There's this whole kind of idea that unless you've got a woman or something, that you're not a real man. Hello, Dale, how you doing? Hope you've had a good day. I think that could be like there's a pressure on men to conform to this idea that, oh, you need to sleep with 100 women or at least have one that you're committed to. Otherwise, you're a failed man. So maybe that's why a lot of men feel like they're failures. That's why they don't feel happy single, because oftentimes they're not single by choice, because they've been rejected so many times, and that can hurt their ego. Whereas for women, it's like they could get with someone if they really wanted to. I think most of them are single by choice, really, if they are. They could literally just slide into some guy's DMs and instantly make something happen. There's a lot of guys out there that are willing to get with these women even if they don't have that much to offer. Women, I think, are more serious about self-improvement, more in college and working jobs compared to men for the same age. Self-improvement, really. Yeah, but who's most of the people in the gym? I guess, like, you could say the gym isn't really kind of really self-improvement. I don't know, because it seems like they don't really care that much about these big guys. Career improvement. Well, there's this whole thing about like uni-educated women, which I think is a bit stupid, really, because for the most part, they end up with some stupid degree that they end up in a bunch of debt over. Maybe that's why they want guys fucking paying for meals and shit, because now they're in debt, working just some average job. So not only are they working an average job, they've wasted so much time and they're just Yeah. I mean, you'd probably be better off as one of these guys who's working the trades or something. Some of these guys that work the trades and they're earning like 50 grand a year or so, especially if they have their own business doing it or self-employed. You know, they can make good money. Some making six figures. So in some cases, it's better to be doing that than to have to spend years and years at uni. At least you don't end up in a bunch of debt doing that shit. So yeah, it's just, I mean, the whole, like, actually less men in university probably because more men are in the trades. Yeah, I think that is a part of it. But I think that, yeah, there's, I just think it's, yeah, more of a men's thing to be doing, the trades. Like, you know, like doing bricklaying and things. You don't really see a lot of women doing that shit. Yeah, you'll get some doing it. And you could say that that's a part of the reason for like this so-called gender pay gap, which is just men and women tend to opt for different jobs. There's like a building site I see you walk past. They're all men, so yeah. It's like women could do that stuff if they really wanted to. There's nothing to stop them. It's just oftentimes they'll choose jobs that happen to pay less. Like nobody's obligated to pay the same amount for a different job, like, or no one's obligated to have to work the same job as another person. So yeah, this whole like gender pay gap is mostly explained just due to the fact that they work different jobs. They also work different hours. Oftentimes men would tend to hustle more and work longer hours. Yeah. So or the work output is also maybe potentially at a higher output. For example, men who do like riding around on a bicycle, delivering food, they're probably going to be able to get more jobs done doing that shit because they'll be able to go at a higher intensity with it. So there's also a thing like sickness, like for example, not sickness, I mean like maternity leave that can lead to less pay during that time. But who's going to be paying for all the bills during that time? The man's going to be paying for everything mostly around that time. So yeah, the woman would need a man to provide during those times, really. But they want to think that they can do everything on their own, which, I mean, technically they could find a way to make things work if they really want to, but it's just that if they've got the right man by their side, then things can be easier for them. Yeah, 7 a.m. till 5 sounds really horrible. So yeah, that's not good. Another thing to think about in terms of less men going to uni, there's a lot more of what you call passport bros now, just opting for like, just leaving the country. I'm seeing, quite a few of like young men just leaving the country, just deciding to like, just opt out of Western society. Tend to be mostly men doing that because they decide that maybe I can get a better deal abroad. Like, for example, they can maybe find a traditional woman abroad easier and not be as much demands, an easier, simpler life. So that might not be a huge factor, but it's something to consider. Had to leave the house by 5:45 to get there on time. Yeah, that's the problem. It's like when people talk about 9 to 5 jobs, it's not just a 9 to 5 job. For some people, they're spending an hour getting there and then an hour back as well. In some cases, it might take them nearly 2 hours there and 2 hours back. Hello, Ahmed. How are you doing? Not too bad, thank you. How are you doing tonight? Welcome in here. So it's like, yeah, people come out with a 9 to 5 job. You got, all this free time, but not necessarily. Some people have to drive to work every morning. So that writes off another hour or 2 hours depending on traffic. Sometimes they're writing off several hours a day depending on how far they're going. It's time that you could have been doing something else. So, you've got even less time freedom then. And time freedom, I think, is the most important thing, because time is something that we'll never get back. The amount of time that we don't have free is like, the amount of time that we have free is precious, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, let's just have a quick drink. Oh, well, bro, that's good then. Yeah. Alright, might have to restart the live again, guys. Yeah. Alright, I'll be back in a sec.